Well, hello and welcome along to the Andrew Eborn Show with me, Andrew Eborn, and my very special guest, the poet herself, the wonderful... I'm not allowed to call you wonderful. I have to be terribly subdued whenever I introduce you, but I can just say it's my good guest and my good friend, pronounced as in apple, Aline. Aline, how are you?
I'm all right, darling. I'm very, very fine. It is quite early in the morning, but I can put up with it. For you, darling, I will get up in the morning, yes.
Well, you are such a star, and thank you so much for doing that. I even put a tie on for you as well. Look at that.
No, that's me. All right. I've got my favourite.
I thought we're matching well. We've got the sort of stripy thing going on, like that sort of stuff. Now, you've been writing for many years. You've been delighting our audiences here on the Andrew Eborn Show with other people's words. When did you start writing poetry yourself?
I really can't remember. I remember writing about, when I was a child, writing about some woman whose house was on fire. and I used to write about sad little people and people who, were burnt, or people who were lame and things like that. It's very strange because, I like comedy, as you know, but everything I write seems to be sad. I don't know why. Poetry-wise,
it's a reflection, isn't it? Just in the same way as Amanda Gorman talked about the hill we climb, and she united a nation behind her during the inauguration of Joe Biden. And all of a sudden, people suddenly think, look, poetry can sum up a nation, can't it?
Yes. Yes, it can.
And that's what you need, is you need something that nothing unites people more than a common enemy. And in the sort of troubled times that we have, it would be great to get people united as opposed to keep on fighting. And we live in sort of divisive times, don't we?
We do indeed. But love poetry. Mine is like Dorothy's. It's just love poetry, but stupid love poetry. Poetry that goes wrong. I sent this. No, I didn't send it. Somebody read somewhere this particular one, this Graffiti. There was that one, and the other one, which I'm very keen to do for you, is And Did You? And they're both about love that doesn't quite go right, And somebody actually wrote to me and said, would you come, and a very famous writer wrote and said, could we write romantic stories together? And I said, romantic? You've got to be joking, because I never thought of these things as being romantic at all. I thought they were pretty pathetic, really.
And who was that? Anyway, who was that who wrote to you?
I'm not going to tell you. The person has died.
Oh, well, the people die.
Yes. Anyway, I said I don't do romantic.
You don't do that, and I won't tell. No,
I'm not going to. No, you wouldn't know him anyway. I don't think it's not that famous. It's just famous to us,
Famous. Let's remember him with fondness. What's his name?
I'm going to tell you.
Well, give me the initials.
JF.
JF. What does the J stand for? John.
Shut up.
It begins with an S. We can do that as a compliment. Fantastic. Okay. Well, let's have a look at that. And I say unite. This is what I love about it, is that Joe Biden is an anagram of be joined. So positive thoughts, you see.
Well, there you go.
Be joined.
Joe, I know what I do. I'll do graffiti. Yes, I will do graffiti.
If you
want another one, I would do another one.
Okay, so this is Aline Waites with Graffiti.
Graffiti. And you came willfully into my garden and built me a wall of words, beckoning, shackling words. Beautiful, wonderful, I love you. And the words crept into my heart and became a part of it. The wall shimmered in my garden and I looked to it for delight. But when I reached out to touch, it shattered and my garden lay littered with broken words. There you are. That's what love is all about.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And when did that really happen? Is that recounting a moment in your history?
I don't know. I mean, I wrote it about 1976, I think.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it referred to anybody in particular. I mean, I'm a, you know that I'm one of those people like, I fall in love all the time. And then I don't remember it afterwards, so because it's not important in life, really.
Love is very important. That's a terrible thing to say.
Yes, love is important, but falling in love is a bit of a bind, really. It's a bit of a nuisance.
Well, why is it a nuisance?
Well, because it doesn't mean anything. I mean, it's just something that happens like every 6 months or so. You just fall in love. You don't do anything about it. But people fascinate me, and I just have to find out as much as I can about somebody. And that'll be it. It doesn't mean anything really. But yes, it's the same thing as Dorothy. But Dorothy used to have lots of affairs. I don't have lots of affairs because I'm not into that much,
And you didn't have an affair with JF?
No.
JFK? Was it JFK?
No.
You and Marilyn?
No, that wasn't his real name because it was a false name that he used. So.
What was his real name?
I'm not going to tell you, idiot. You are so wicked. You're always trying to make me say things, aren't you?
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that.
That is what I was told about you. I said, you've got to avoid him. Don't have anything to do with him.
Quite right.
Dangerous. You say all sorts of things.
Nothing but trouble.
Shall I do the cow?
What's this one called?
The Cow in the Rain.
The Cow in the Rain.
Oh, blimey. It's wet. Pleasant morning in the barn, chewing cud, contemplating. And then that bloke came along and started pulling at my tits. I mean, what gives him the right? Decent chap enough, said, hello, Daisy, you beautiful old cow, which I took as a compliment, even though my name is Ermintrude. Then he put me out to pasture in a field covered in shit, typical male. Warm in the sun, I admit, but now this cold, wet stuff, oh, blimey. That's the Cow in the Rain.
And a word of warning for the easily offended, too late. Thank you very much for being my guest again. We'll see you next time.
All right, darling.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
There you go. So thank you again to Aline Waites. And if you have poems or you'd like to be a guest on the show, write to me at guests@octopustv.com. That's guests@octopustv.com. Don't forget to follow on all the usual platforms at Andrew Eborn, at Octopus TV, at Stellar TV4. And also subscribe on Daily Motion and also on YouTube. Go and do that now. But for now, thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.